So tell me, where should I go? To the left where nothing is right, or to the right where nothing is left? Wherever I go, I just can't stay here.
Excuse me for the edginess today, but what's up guys, it's Punchy, and today I got a pretty crazy character build for all of you to enjoy. As a quick recap, if you don't know what's up, I'm always in the lab cooking and crafting up my favorite characters from all sorts of anime in our favorite game, Deepwoken. Today, we have somebody special who's got the fans in a genjutsu, an absolute anime fan favorite, Itachi Uchiha. As always, before we start, make sure to keep an eye out, no pun intended, for Naruto and Naruto Shippuden spoilers from the anime and manga, because there's gonna be a lot of massive content that I'm covering today. You've been warned, so let's keep moving. Itachi Uchiha, the Blade of the Hidden Leaf, was thrown into a life of misery and hatred as he willingly slaughtered his entire clan. Awakening his Mangekyo Sharingan alongside an arsenal of shinobi techniques, Itachi was exiled from the Anbu Special Forces as he eventually became a part of the Akatsuki crime organization. From Genjutsu, Taijutsu, Shuriken Jutsu, and Special Dojutsu, Itachi paved the Leaf's era of peace through the Uchiha Massacre. Incoming transmission from the Land of Waves. It's Punchy, and right now I'm on the hunt for a very expensive bingo book bounty, but I'm still having some trouble tracking him down. I'm supposed to be finding this weird shark dude with a talking sword, but I don't really know. Anyway, if you want to follow my shinobi way, make sure to like and subscribe. We're super close to hitting 100k subs, so let's get there. As for me, I'll get back to the hunt, but for everyone else, please enjoy. Bouncing back to our favorite big brother, Itachi Uchiha. As an absolute prodigy and master of almost all ninjutsu, Itachi has a countless amount of abilities and techniques. Realistically, you can make this character any way you like, so comment down below how you would craft him in Deepwoken. Please don't be afraid to be creative with this, cause that's what I want to see. With that being said, you guys want to see what I did. Recreated in Deepwoken, I was able to remake Itachi Uchiha as a black-haired Khan. We gotta make sure that metal headband is displayed proudly, since of course we don't mess with the leaf. And if it wasn't obvious enough, this outfit was inspired by Itachi's iconic Akatsuki robes. With a giant flowing cloak with a mix of red, black, and white, it's a classic choice that we just gotta respect. Finally, our oath of choice had to be Vision Shaper to represent Itachi's powerful Mangekyo Sharingan. Genjutsu is something that he spams and we spam too, but I won't spoil the surprise just yet. Moving on to our weapon of choice, I just had to pick up our Twisted Puppets Blazing Cerulean Thread. This weapon choice actually has a lot of meaning, so let me break it down. Ever since his training, Itachi was a prodigy with all ranged ninja tools. Alongside his weapon proficiency, he's always been able to beam enemies with cross-map kunais and impossible ricochet shots. With melee and range capability, the kunai is any shinobi's trusty weapon. Now, let's talk about the Sharingan. Awakened with Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan, Amaterasu's black burning flames chase foes down and burn them until full disintegration. Harnessing this flexible inferno, Itachi just had to use blazing with his kunai, cause it's only natural. And finally, it's about time to address his guilt. Tasked with the Uchiha clan massacre, Itachi wiped out his entire family but one for the greater good of the Leaf Village. Accepting this fate, Itachi was burdened with immeasurable guilt responsible for slaying every single Sharingan in the village. Haunted by his past, Itachi is always reminded of his sins and lashes out at Sasuke to forge his brother's strength through hatred alone. Similar to this, we can't forget the Uchiha, and we won't, and our Twisted Puppet Flames embody the spirit of hatred within their souls. Once you start this journey, it's hard to just leave. Talented since a child, Itachi always knew he would be chosen to enact big things, but of course he didn't know just how big his impact would be. Molded into the Hidden Leaf's secret weapon, Itachi accepts his fate and takes down the entire Uchiha clan. Just like Itachi, we do the same and our stats reflect that. Awakening through despair, Itachi keeps pushing forward without a true home to return to. And with that, let's discuss his abilities that kept him alive as the Leaf's most wanted. Briefly mentioned earlier, Itachi is a straight up sniper with a kunai and he won't even walk you down. His inhuman Anbu training alongside alongside his Sharingan allowed for impossible shots unreachable by anyone else. From ricochets to one-shots, Itachi's kunai mastery is probably the best in the game. Just like Itachi, we lay on the pressure equipped with our crystal-tipped kunais. Stacking up attacks or catching enemies off guard, we pierce shinobi scum from a safe ranged distance. But weapons alone aren't the strongest tool in Itachi's arsenal. It's clearly his unmatched Sharingan Genjutsu. Casting a haze of confusion upon his target, the flow of battle flips entirely as his enemies fall into a trance of illusion. Your eyes might be good, but what can they really do against that Sharingan? In-game, with a pulse of chakra, we freeze our enemy in place and send them into despair with Itachi's Genjutsu Mirror Shift. Forcing our opponent to face themselves, we trick them into submission with a single ninjutsu. Itachi's offensive pressure is pretty good, but the Sharingan serves as a defensive tool like nothing else. A mind game inside of a mind game, Itachi's clone substitution is almost near impenetrable. Vanishing into a cloud of crows, Itachi remains unharmed. What is reality and what's in your head? In-game, we constantly swap places with our clone to mix up the enemy throughout the entire fight. It doesn't even matter if your attack lands, you can't even hurt me. Further upon this, illusory counter substitution allows us to switch, leaving a shadow clone in our place. When you're fighting against Itachi, you can't even trust yourself. The Sharingan's Genjutsu, alongside Itachi's spam, make him one of the strongest enemies in the entire Akatsuki. Able to copy techniques and replicate them seamlessly through the shadows, even Naruto had to study up before doing this trick himself. In-game, we unleash our Shadow Clone Jutsu with illusory servants that follow our every move. Alongside the ability to pump out ninjutsu, there's not much counterplay to an ability like this. Any technique is worthless before my eyes. Bouncing back to our summoning Genjutsu, it's finally time to talk about the crows. Some people have toads, others have snakes, but Itachi's pet of choice was a swarm of blinding crows. Born from the shadow, just like him, they embrace shinobi and leave them stunned. Is this guy really fighting with birds? That's basically how it feels. Replicated flawlessly, our crystal crow Ice Flock lays on the pressure alongside our additional Genjutsu tricks. Approaching players easily, crows help us out and bait out enemy defense. Further embodied with our blast Shadow Assault Barrage, we phase forward, slamming the enemy with a cloud of dark crows. Itachi often blitzes his opponent in a single fell swoop, using anything to throw them off guard. Without these crows, it just wouldn't be the same. Back with another dojutsu specialty, Itachi's special move is essentially the Sharingan's Amaterasu. Chasing down foes and melting them into ash, this black burning flame has absolutely no limit, destroying everything it touches entirely. We too catch our enemies lacking with our twisted puppet Rising Amaterasu. As an offensive tool for setup and additional pressure, enemy shinobi just gotta respect it as we set up our attack. Just like Itachi, we see the fight through to the very end. Now it's time for one of Itachi's signature moves, Tsukuyomi. Using a Genjutsu like no other, we entrap our enemy within their own mind, replaying any memory or sensation for what feels like an eternity. Thousands of blades piercing through, death played and repeat. This is one of the most psychologically damaging jutsu in all of the anime. Seriously, Itachi doesn't pull punches, especially when it comes to using Tsukuyomi. With a masterful display of dojutsu, we enchain our enemy and subjugate them to a permafrost prison, Tsukuyomi. Engulfed in shadow and stabbed by crystal, even death is better than a fate like this. Descending further into the infinite, it's about time to discuss Itachi's awakened Susanoo. Specific to the Sharingan, Itachi dons a chakra-imbued suit of armor that's flexible in basically any situation. Equipped with the ancient Totsuka blade, Itachi's Susanoo seals targets in an eternal dream if it hits anything. Basically, think about Tsukuyomi but weaponized. Similarly, we too pull out the twisted Totsuka fireblade and pierce our enemy's defense. Unblockable in almost every situation, there's no defense to a dojutsu like this. And finally, at the end of the line, let's talk about the Sharingan's forbidden last resort, the Izanagi. With a simple Genjutsu, Itachi freezes enemies, replaying the same time sequence forever. At the cost of a single Sharingan sight, the Uchiha clan can rewrite history, replaying the same 60 seconds until the outcome is favorable. As his final sacrifice for Sasuke, Itachi undid his own reanimation jutsu by trapping Kabuto in the infinite Izanagi. In-game, we also rewrite history with the Shadow Run It Back Bell. Didn't I just say that? Anyway, and with that, Itachi's tragic tale has finally come to an end. Just like in the anime, his will lives on within Sasuke, and it also inspires others as well. To uphold his legacy and recreate this character for yourself, check out Itachi Uchiha's full talent list. Now, onto some fights with the Hidden Leaf's protector, Itachi Uchiha. And that's about it, and thank you so much for watching to the end. I hope you enjoyed this character build as much as I enjoyed making it. As always, I gotta ask, who do you guys want to see next? Trust me guys, I got a ton of characters lined up for my next Deepwoken build, but I'm also ready to go. So make sure to like and subscribe, and let's keep pushing forward. Thanks again, it's punchin' time.